Welcome to Passion Travel. Join us as we explore fascinating destinations, uncover hidden gems, and embark on unforgettable journeys. Subscribe now and ignite your passion for travel. Tetilla cheese, a traditional Galician cheese with a distinctive nipple shape. To prepare Tetilla cheese, you'll need the following ingredients and equipment. Ingredients: whole milk, preferably fresh and full-fat cow's milk. Rennet, this is used to coagulate the milk. Starter culture, cultures such as mesophilic bacteria that help in the fermentation process. Salt, used for flavoring and preservation. Optional, calcium chloride if needed to aid in curd formation, especially if using pasteurized milk. Equipment: large pot, stainless steel or another non-reactive material for heating milk. Thermometer, to monitor milk temperature accurately. Cheesecloth, to strain the curds from the whey. Cheese mold, Tetilla cheese molds are distinctive and shaped like a breast or teat, hence the name Tetilla. Cheese press, to press the curds into the desired shape. Steps: heating the milk. Heat the milk in a large pot to around 30 to 35 degrees Celsius, 86 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Adding starter culture. Add the starter culture to the milk and let it sit for about 30 minutes to ripen. Adding rennet, dissolve rennet in cool, non-chlorinated water and add it to the milk, stirring gently. Let it sit undisturbed for about 45 minutes to allow the curds to form. Cutting the curds. Once the curds have formed, cut them into small pieces using a long knife or curd cutter. Heating and stirring. Slowly heat the curds to about 40 to 45 degrees Celsius, 104 to 113 degrees Fahrenheit, stirring gently to prevent matting. Draining the curds. Once the curds reach the desired firmness, drain them in a cheesecloth-lined mold. Allow them to drain for several hours, periodically flipping the cheese to ensure even draining. Pressing the cheese. Place the drained curds into the Tetilla cheese molds and press them under light pressure for about 6 to 12 hours, or until they hold their shape. Salting. Remove the cheese from the molds and sprinkle salt over the surface of each cheese. Aging. Transfer the cheeses to a cool, humid environment, like a cheese cave or cellar, to age. Tetilla cheese is typically aged for at least 7 to 10 days, but can be aged longer for more flavor development. Sardines, freshly grilled or fried sardines. To prepare sardines, whether for grilling, frying, or another method, here's a basic recipe and the ingredients you'll typically need. Ingredients: fresh sardines. Look for fresh, whole sardines with shiny skin and clear eyes. Olive oil, for cooking and flavor. Salt, to season the sardines. Pepper, optionally, for additional seasoning. Herbs and spices, such as thyme, rosemary, paprika, or lemon zest, for flavoring, optional. Lemon, sliced or wedges for serving, optional. Instructions: prepare the sardines. Rinse the sardines under cold water and pat them dry with paper towels. If desired, you can remove the scales by scraping them gently with a knife. Seasoning: drizzle olive oil over the sardines and season them generously with salt and pepper. Optionally, you can add herbs and spices like thyme, rosemary, or paprika for extra flavor. Rub the seasonings into the flesh of the fish. Cooking methods: grilling. Preheat your grill to medium-high heat. Place the sardines directly on the grill grate and cook for about 3 to 4 minutes per side, or until the skin is crispy and the flesh is opaque and flaky. Frying. Heat a skillet over medium-high heat and add a bit of olive oil. Place the sardines in the skillet and cook for about 2 to 3 minutes per side, until golden brown and cooked through. Oven baking. Preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius, 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Arrange the sardines on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Drizzle with olive oil and season as desired. Bake for 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the size of the sardines, until cooked through. Serve. Transfer the cooked sardines to a serving platter. Squeeze fresh lemon juice over them and serve immediately while hot. Bocadillo de Calamares, calamari sandwich, usually served with aioli or lemon. The Bocadillo de Calamares is a classic street food dish from Spain, particularly popular in places like Madrid and coastal cities such as La Coruña. It consists of a simple yet delicious sandwich filled with fried squid rings. Here's how you can prepare it. Ingredients: calamari rings, fresh or frozen squid rings, cleaned and patted dry. Flour, for dredging the calamari rings. Salt and pepper, to season the calamari. Olive oil, for frying the calamari. Baguette or crusty bread, a good quality bread, preferably a baguette, cut into sandwich-sized portions. Garlic, optional, rubbed on the bread for added flavor. Lemon wedges, for serving, optional. Instructions. Prepare the calamari. If using frozen calamari rings, make sure they are thawed and patted dry with paper towels. This will help achieve a crispier texture when frying. Season and dredge. Season the calamari rings with salt and pepper. Dredge each ring in flour, shaking off any excess. Fry the calamari. Heat olive oil in a large frying pan or skillet over medium-high heat. Carefully add the calamari rings in a single layer. You may need to do this in batches depending on the size of your pan. Fry for about 1 to 2 minutes per side, or until golden brown and crispy. Remove the fried calamari rings from the oil and place them on a plate lined with paper towels to drain any excess oil. Prepare the bread. Optionally, rub the cut sides of the baguette with a garlic clove for added flavor. Assemble the sandwich. Place a generous amount of fried calamari rings inside the baguette or crusty bread. Serve. Serve the Bocadillo de Calamares immediately, optionally with lemon wedges on the side for squeezing over the calamari. Filloas, Galician-style crepes served sweet or savory. Filloas are a traditional Galician dessert, similar to crepes, often enjoyed during carnival, and other festive occasions in Spain. They can be served sweet or savory, but the sweet version is more common. Here's a recipe to make sweet filloas. Ingredients: all-purpose flour, 1 cup, 120 g. Eggs, 2 large. Milk, 1 cup, 240 milliliters. Water, half a cup, 120 milliliters. Sugar, 2 to 3 tablespoons, to taste. Lemon zest, from 1 lemon, optional, for flavor. Salt, a pinch. Butter or oil, for cooking. Cinnamon sugar, for sprinkling, optional, for serving. Instructions. Mix the batter. In a large mixing bowl, combine the flour, sugar, and salt. In a separate bowl, whisk together the eggs, milk, water, and lemon zest. Gradually pour the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients, whisking constantly until you have a smooth batter without lumps. The batter should be similar in consistency to pancake batter. Rest the batter. Let the batter rest for about 30 minutes at room temperature. This allows the gluten to relax and ensures tender filloas. Cook the filloas. Heat a non-stick skillet or crepe pan over medium heat. Add a small amount of butter or oil and swirl to coat the pan evenly. Pour a ladleful of batter into the center of the pan and immediately tilt the pan in a circular motion to spread the batter thinly and evenly across the bottom. Cook for about 1 to 2 minutes, or until the edges start to lift and the bottom is lightly golden. Use a spatula to flip the fillow and cook the other side for another 1 to 2 minutes, until golden brown. Remove the cooked fillow from the pan and place it on a plate. Repeat with the remaining batter, adding more butter or oil to the pan as needed. Serve. Sprinkle the fillows with cinnamon sugar, if desired, and serve them warm. They can be rolled up, folded, or stacked on a plate. Bica, traditional sponge cake, often enjoyed with coffee. Bica is a traditional cake from Galicia, Spain, specifically from the city of Santiago de Compostela. It's a dense, buttery cake with a slightly crumbly texture and often flavored with lemon zest or aniseed. Here's a basic recipe to make bica. Ingredients: eggs, 4 large. Granulated sugar, 1 cup, 200 g. Butter, 1 cup, 225 g, melted and cooled. All-purpose flour, 2 cups, 250 g. Baking powder, 1 teaspoon. Lemon zest, from 1 lemon, optional, for flavor. Aniseed, 1 tablespoon, optional, for flavor. Powdered sugar, for dusting, optional, for serving. Instructions. Preheat oven and prepare pan. Preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Grease and flour a 9-inch round cake pan or line it with parchment paper. Mix the batter. In a large mixing bowl, whisk together the eggs and sugar until pale and creamy. Add butter and flavorings. Gradually add the melted butter to the egg mixture, whisking constantly until well combined. Stir in the lemon zest and aniseed if using. Incorporate dry ingredients. In a separate bowl, sift together the flour and baking powder. Gradually add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients, folding gently with a spatula until just combined. Be careful not to overmix, as this can make the cake tough. Bake the cake. Pour the batter into the prepared cake pan and spread it evenly with a spatula. Bake in the preheated oven for 30 to 35 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted into the center of the cake comes out clean. Cool and serve. Remove the cake from the oven and let it cool in the pan for about 10 minutes. Carefully transfer the cake to a wire rack to cool completely. Once cooled, dust the top with powdered sugar if desired. Berberechos, Galician cockles, often served steamed or in a stew. Berberechos are small shellfish known as cockles, commonly enjoyed in Galicia and throughout Spain. They are typically prepared in a simple and delicious manner. Here's a basic recipe to prepare berberechos. Ingredients. Fresh berberechos, cockles 1 kilogram about 2.2 pounds, cleaned and rinsed. Olive oil, 2 to 3 tablespoons. Garlic, 2 to 3 cloves, minced. Parsley, fresh parsley, chopped. White wine, half a cup. Lemon juice, from 1 lemon. Salt and pepper, to taste. Crusty bread, for serving, optional. Instructions. Prepare the berberechos. Rinse the berberechos thoroughly under cold water to remove any sand or debris. Discard any open or broken shells that do not close when tapped. Cooking. In a large, deep skillet or pot, heat the olive oil over medium heat. Add the minced garlic and sauté for about 1 minute until fragrant. Add berberechos. Add the cleaned berberechos to the skillet. Stir to coat them with the garlic and oil mixture. Deglaze with wine. Pour in the white wine and stir well. Allow the wine to come to a simmer. Steam the berberechos. Cover the skillet with a lid and let the berberechos steam for about 5 to 7 minutes. Churros, fried dough pastry, often enjoyed with hot chocolate for dipping. Churros are a beloved Spanish street food, consisting of fried dough pastries that are crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. They are often enjoyed dipped in hot chocolate or sprinkled with cinnamon sugar. Here's a recipe to make traditional Spanish churros at home. Ingredients. Water, 1 cup, 240 milliliters. Unsalted butter, half a cup, 115 g. Granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons. Salt, 1/4 teaspoon. All-purpose flour, 1 cup, 125 g. Eggs, 3 large. Vegetable oil, for frying. For coating. Granulated sugar, half a cup. Ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon, optional. Instructions. Prepare the dough. In a saucepan, combine water, butter, sugar, and salt. Bring to a boil over medium-high heat. Reduce heat to low, and add the flour all at once. Stir vigorously with a wooden spoon until the mixture forms a ball and pulls away from the sides of the pan. This should take about 1 to 2 minutes. Cool and add eggs. Remove the pan from heat and let it cool for a couple of minutes. Add the eggs, one at a time, stirring well after each addition. The mixture will initially appear lumpy but will come together into a smooth dough. Heat oil. Heat vegetable oil in a large, deep skillet or pot to 180 degrees Celsius, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Pipe and fry. Transfer the cho dough to a pastry bag fitted with a large star tip. Alternatively, you can use a sturdy Ziploc bag and cut off one corner to pipe the dough. Carefully pipe 5 to 6 inch strips of dough directly into the hot oil, using kitchen scissors to cut the dough from the tip of the piping bag. Fry until golden. Fry the churros for about 2 to 3 minutes per side, or until they are golden brown and crispy. Turn them occasionally for even cooking. Use a slotted spoon or tongs to transfer the fried churros to a plate lined with paper towels to drain excess oil. Coat with sugar. While the churros are still warm, roll them in a mixture of granulated sugar and ground cinnamon, if using, until evenly coated. Serve. Serve the churros warm, optionally with a cup of thick hot chocolate or dulce de leche for dipping.